Hey guys, here with the daily update, just to let you know what's going on. I got a bunch of things in a bunch of different stages just so I can, I did that on purpose so I can kind of show you the progression that's going on. So down here I got the rest of the bocage underlay laid in. That's done with the blue foam. It's got to be primed. So once it's primed, you're going to move to this stage here. So this is obviously primed, and then again, just to recap, I go about a centimeter out on either side to give the sloped edge and to hide where the rock, or actually to shadow where the rock's going to go. Over here I got a couple of different ground covers. I have this crop row area here, and you'll notice that there's a slight, you can see it on the camera quite well, it's less noticeable in real person, but just batches, different cuts. You do get a little bit of variation in the color. I will probably come back with probably a brown wash, like a real watered down brown, and put a uniform coat over this, just to, I noticed too when they put down the sawdusting, you can see that not all of it got hit with their paint. So I'll probably just do a uniform wash over this whole thing, just soak it in. Just be careful that you don't go too watery, because this is cardboard based, and then also the MDF, you don't want to absorb a lot of water, but I'll probably just do a wash on some parts. I might even actually just do a wash to blend this middle section, just to give it a various tones, and then I might hit it with a little bit of flocking, and then that'll all basically get covered up in uniform. It doesn't actually look that bad as the light changes on it, it's just I'm standing right over it. So that's one type of ground cover. The second is the wheat field. I got the wheat field laid in, and you'll notice that there's two tones on this, and that's on purpose. Because what I actually did, I got the scars to prove it, so there's my hand. I got a blister on that finger and that finger from using a scissors so much. What I actually did is came in and, see if you can see this, yeah, I shaved, there's the tall wheat field there, I shaved all this, and by shaved I mean scissored off this section, and what that's going to represent is cut wheat field. So there's a slight gap there. What I had to do too is actually cut the two pieces in order to get it sort of the color, in order to get an area so I could start cutting. And then what I did is I took all the shavings and I went in and I gap filled in between there. So I jammed down in some of the loose shavings, and then I sealed it. So it won't come back out. The sealer is enough to hold it in there because it's very light, and that just blends the gap. But I actually do want that line there because there is a height change. And over here I had to do a little patching because it just didn't work out what I had, but then I gap filled that, and it's not very noticeable at all. So as you change, and of course you're going to have different cuts in the wheat field anyway. So and to blend that further, I was thinking about actually putting in, grab it, putting in a fence section right along here, and I know, although it's very close to the edge of the board and it looks like it's not going to have much function, it's actually going to give a nice picturesque view when you look in on the board from the edge. It's going to give you a little bit of a border and sort of insinuate that these fields are running off. So if you see my other videos, I like to talk about things running off board, and having features on the edge is one way to do that. So I might put that in there. It's not going to influence a lot of gameplay, and it's not going to hinder a lot of gameplay, so it's a nice spot for it to go. As you can see, there is seams here, but those are tile seams. So I'm going to put in some Rommel's asparagus as well in this wheat field. That's these small poles. Obviously they'll be cut the length and stuck in, and they'll be drilled in too, so you can pull them out for transport and stick them in with ease for gameplay. And then you can take them out if you don't want, and you'll not even really be able to notice the hole because it'll be so small. Again, a negative is you're going to have to do a little playing around to find where they go in. But oh, and also I decided not to put in any plugs. I decided to change it up, do a little bit of saving on the cutting, and in case somebody doesn't like them, you can still put a tank on there. The disadvantage of the plugs is that you basically have to put the base in where I have the plug. The advantage of not having plugs is that there's not a lot of seams that are added in addition to the ones that are already there. So now you can have your artillery base whichever way you want and don't have to feel obligated to use the plug. So that's just what I decided. It's not something I typically do, but I thought I'd try something new. And this is the progression from this to this. It's going to be a green base coat. I'm going to tinge the green based on how light I want the field. This one here is going to be a medium color. Probably do a lighter section here, and I'll probably go back with a medium there as well, just to give it the lightest appearance inside the board. So that's the update for today. Oh, one more thing, sorry. I wanted to do some the reason I did this shaved area is because I want to do some haystacks in there. And you can buy commercial haystacks. I did have some, but I seem to run out, but they're really simple to make. I'm not going to do a tutorial, but I will give you the step-by-step on it. Take a block of foam. Start with about a 2-inch one, because you're going to want your stack to be maybe a little over an inch, inch and a quarter. Start with a 2-inch block, or inch and a half is even fine. And then what you want to do is basically it's just a square block. You want to leave a small circle on the top and a larger circle on the bottom, and then just do angle cuts. I just basically rotate it. It ends up maybe more being like a octagon or hexagon in the rough form, and then I just take some sandpaper and start sanding, and then I get something that looks like this in sort of a stack shape. It's got a fairly big top. And then what I do is give it a brown base coat. And then I'm not at stage 3 yet, but they're going to set down here in the shaved area. And with the shavings of the wheat field, you actually will put glue on this and then coat the outside to give you that cut look. And then what you can also do is just lay loosely some piles of the shavings around in the wheat field, and then that'll give you the sort of it hasn't been raked up or hasn't been collected up yet. And what I mean by shavings, I should show you that really quickly. You take a piece of this, which is the sort of matting, and let me just see if I can do this. Put the camera down. Okay. What you do with the mat is you start trimming away the top of it. And this is how I actually did the cut look. You start trimming it away and cutting it down, basically giving it a haircut. And what you'll be left with is a bunch of stuff that you cut. And basically what you need to do is cut it a few times. You want to get rid of the long strands because you want to make it to kind of to scale. So give it a haircut a few times, and what you'll be left with is all this little shavings right here. You're going to collect those up, and that's actually what you're going to use to glue to the outside of this. You're going to mat it down, and that will give you, when it's all done and covered in, the appearance of a haystack. And I'll come back tomorrow and show you what it looks like when it's all done. It looks a lot better than this just rough tutorial here, but you'll see what it looks like, and you can do all kinds of crazy things with it. I'm actually contemplating doing one with a hole in it so I can pull a tank up behind it and stick the gun barrel through and have a sort of a tank hiding behind a haystack with the barrel pointing through, just for a little camo, just to see. I might do an experiment, see what it looks like. That's all I got for you today, and I'll chat to you tomorrow. Cheers.